fuck? Hey teammate, you have a perfect angle. I'm sure you can't choke this kill. You at least make for a good distraction while I take your kills.
Treyarch honestly scares me. I'm bored as shit when it comes to Call of Duty World War II, I'm fatigued on Advanced Movement Call of Duty, so I never got to Max Prestige and Infinite Warfare, and Modern Warfare Remastered's terrible netcode keeps me from enjoying it, and the more the player base has died off, the worse the connections have gotten. And when you go back to Black Ops 3, you see a clusterfuck of what was a quality game that became this nightmare. The way I would describe Black Ops 3 is if your friend had a big bucket of Legos, and this is an experience I had. My friend had a big bucket of Legos, and he built this kind of structure base for a building he was going to build. And he built it with gray and black bricks, and it was perfectly symmetrical. It was great. It was a black ground with, you know, black posts holding up the ground, and then like a gray wall and another gray wall, and it was this nice square structure of black and gray. I guess maybe he ran out of black and gray bricks? Because the rest of his structure was green and blue and yellow and red and white and brown and lime green and dark green, and mega blocks were mixed in there somewhere. He spent all this time on this really well structured base that could just have used a little bit of polish, and then just piled a bunch of mishmash garbage on top of it that didn't add anything to the appeal of the structure, and I think I audibly laughed at him.
Go. Haha, use my teammate as bait.
So when I think of Black Ops 3, I think of a game that starts out as a nice, clean, symmetrical structure that could use a little bit of polishing to be perfect, with a bunch of hot garbage poured on top of it. Black Ops 3 did not need 30 different melee weapons, or how many they added, maybe 15, but that's still fucking 14 too many. In a game where people have unlimited sprint and can slide and wall run and double jump, having one-hit melee weapons they can run around with is so frustrating and such a balance oversight. I don't honestly know who is minding the ship over there at Treyarch. I can't imagine Activision saying you need to put in all of these melee weapons, you need to, you have to, you must. I just think it was a bad idea no matter really who came up with it. So the thing is, they didn't need all of these melee weapons and all of these DLC weapons they added in so early and throughout the lifecycle. What it needed to do was optimize itself. There are so many stories of poor optimization with Black Ops 3, and the people that say they never dealt with slow loading textures, terrible load times, lobbies timing out all the time, weird glitches and crashes, if you never dealt with any of that throughout the game's lifecycle, especially if you're on Xbox, I call bullshit. But I knew there was a lot of people that were on PS4 and PC that had all these same issues my friends were having on the Xbox One side of things, where the game looked like crap, ran like crap, underperformed in almost every sense. And as much as a lot of the base design choices towards Black Ops 3 felt refined, felt AAA, felt worth my $60, the overall performance of the software sucked ass. And that's a technical term for didn't perform properly. Now, I know there's a pretty common consensus, and you can deny this if you want, but the Call of Duties that have the worst connection or the most complaints about lag or bad performance or frame rate drops have been the Call of Duties that have theater mode. Theater mode is a pretty beefy process to record everything the server saw in every match you played, and then allows you to edit it and pause it and play it in slow motion and upload it, and it's a complicated little piece of the software that obviously has to impact performance somewhere. But let's take the spotlight off of theater mode and just focus on the fact that Black Ops 3 was considered unoptimized and clunky. I know there's tons of YouTubers and PC players and console players and my friends that just have so many complaints about the way this game ran. Not to mention the slow loading texture issue that was a big deal. And massive amounts of screen tearing, which I consider to be unacceptable in a console game. This is the only Call of Duty that I've ever played that has massive amounts of screen tearing on console. I'm not saying every Call of Duty has avoided it, but this is the only one where it was distracting. I made a whole video on it. The top right and left of the screen would tear all the time. So no, Black Ops 3 didn't need like a billion melee weapons and a shit ton of RNG loot to kind of sort of grind towards, I guess hope for. You can't really grind towards RNG, you can just hope for it while you play. You know, at least Advanced Warfare had all these nice, you know, outfits and armor sets that you could get through completing challenges. That was cool, and some of them were really hard to get to and not many people had. And not to mention Advanced Warfare was infinitely more optimized than Black Ops 3, and then Infinite Warfare was better in terms of its optimization than Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare. I'm sure we all have our stories as to, oh, Black Ops 3 ran perfectly, or Infinite Warfare crashed all the time and had terrible frame rate for me. Oh, we all have our stories. I know that's the thing about video games, is they're complex and everybody has different experiences. Moving on though, I know a lot of people like to blame Activision for all the things that were added into Black Ops 3, Black Ops 3's poor performance, blah blah blah. Here's the thing, everybody that says that, oh, it's just Activision, so what? So goddamn what? Even if it's Activision, why does Activision feel like they can get away with that with a Treyarch title, but not a Sledgehammer title or an Infinity Ward title? Well, Activision must know that Treyarch has nothing to prove. Treyarch already has armies of fanboys. There are whole hordes of normie gamers out there that don't say they're gonna play COD, they say they're gonna play Black Ops. Black Ops has been a staple in gaming for a long time, and since it outlasted the Modern Warfare series, it's much more prevalent in people's minds. Why do you think the next Call of Duty is going to be most likely, very definitely, Black Ops 4? Name recognition. Modern Warfare 3 did well, Black Ops 2 did well, oh, Ghost didn't do well. Advanced Warfare didn't do as well. Black Ops 3 does well, Infinite Warfare doesn't do very well. And the reason they're going to stick with the established name is because they know they can get away with more. They already have fans. The thing is Black Ops 4, this is why this scares me. It's not because Treyarch's incompetent, or Activision's evil, or that I'm bad at Black Ops 3, and I'm not saying I'm not. My problem is that Black Ops 4 already has fans. Now I'm gonna admit, I prefer Infinity Ward's take on Call of Duty, I really, really do. But I would be really stupid to get excited over the fact that Infinity Ward's making another COD without seeing what it is. Treyarch is a talented group, and Activision knows that. But I think what Activision and Treyarch are more interested in is that they know they can get away with so much more, or doing so much less.
Neato. You can fuck off with your Ripper.
Black Ops 3 irritated me when it gave me no post-launch content, didn't give me anything for being a long-time player, there was no benefit or bonus, there was nothing for me to grind towards. I got the Into the Void camo, I got almost all of the hero gear, I got 2 supply drop weapons after getting to max prestige level 220 something.
I gave you an unavoidable death. Oh, no, get away from me. Oh, no skill.
And there are still almost more RNG weapons in Black Ops 3 that I don't have than there are from Black Ops 3's base game when it launched. In my opinion, Black Ops 3 never did the proper updates, the proper patches and refinements that the game needed to be perfect. Black Ops 3 rode on the back of fanboys, and I have to fucking say it.
Oh, you can't even pull off a Ripper, dude? Nah. This game's fucked up spawns can't kill me.
You might not like Infinite Warfare, but what Activision and Infinity Ward realized they needed to do was prove to people their game was worth playing. And I think every developer, every publisher should do this for every game, even if they know it's going to be a financial success. Take time to prove to people that your game is worth playing. Free content, free DLCs, free updates that add a lot to the game, line after line of post-launch content that doesn't overwhelm the player with arbitrary grinding numbers. Black Ops 3 was such a financial success and had such a roaring fan base, why couldn't they give players some nice DLC guns? Why couldn't I get supply drop weapons every 100 levels after max prestige, or something along those lines? One of the points I made is that I would have paid $6 or $10 just to get a weapons pass for Call of Duty. Activision, if you're listening, I love this idea. You could have a $40 or $30 season pass and a $10 weapon pass. Some people like the maps and the zombies, and other people just want to get guns for multiplayer. A gun pass would have been great for Black Ops 3. I would have gladly put in $10, $15 to get all of the weapons in Black Ops 3 because they would have made me hop on and play. Instead, I would hop on and play and get killed by a ton of guns I don't have, grind for hours upon hours upon hours, never get what I want, and go to bed mad. Treyarch knew they could get away with that because they had an established fan base no matter what. People affiliate Treyarch with Black Ops 2, which was a great success that gave people things they didn't know they wanted. Same with Black Ops 1. But whether it's Activision or Treyarch, they know that they already have fans for Black Ops 4. They can underperform. They can sit back and just gather your money. You're gonna buy the supply drops. You're gonna buy the random shit. You're gonna do it. And the YouTubers that were spending $80 to $100 on supply drop openings and not getting anything and then doing it again next week did not help the situation either. You guys are influencers in the community and you let me down. But Treyarch, out of nowhere, is releasing Infected for Black Ops 3 and is releasing a snowy version. I've already played on it, here's some gameplay of it now. Is releasing a snowy version of the map Redwood. This is out of nowhere, completely uncalled for and completely unnecessary. Maybe this is a sign that Treyarch's saying, hey, with our next COD, we're not going to turn our game into a barren wasteland after 4 months and just rely on you to buy the season pass and to spend way too much money or time on supply drops. Maybe it's them saying that, or maybe it's them just trying to hype up their fan base. What I'm saying is Black Ops 3 was a great game that had a bunch of shit piled on top of it. It was imperfect from the beginning, and what it needed was optimization, not more melee weapons, and the list goes on and on. I do think Treyarch created a great product with Black Ops 3, but then just decided to turn it into a thoughtless, loveless, just plain out cash grab. It's sad. So we'll see what the future holds. Hopefully Treyarch's learned their lesson. Hopefully we get a better Call of Duty, and man, am I absolutely tired of saying that. See you when I see you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. See you when I see you. Goodbye.